Hello and welcome to Today in Parliament. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the headlines. Rajya Sabha to continue discussion on chit funds amendment bill today. Bill seeks to raise monetary limits for chit funds, increase the commission of foremen and protect investors against fraud. E-cigarettes bill also listed in Upper House's agenda today to replace ordinance after Parliament's approval. Bill already has been passed by Lok Sabha. An industrial relations code bill listed for introduction in the Lok Sabha. House to also consider legislation on regularizing Delhi's unauthorized colonies and taxation laws amendment bill 2019. Further discussion on the Chit Funds Amendment Bill 2019 is slated for discussion in the Rajya Sabha today. The bill that seeks to amend the Chit Funds Act of 1982, which regulates chit funds, was passed by the Lok Sabha last week. The prohibition of electronic cigarettes production, manufacture, import, export, transport, sale, distribution, storage and advertisement Bill 2019 will also be moved for consideration and passing. The bill, which aims to prohibit the production, manufacture, import, export, transport, sale, distribution, storage and advertisement of electronic cigarettes, was passed by the Lok Sabha yesterday. Members K.K. Ragesh and T. Subbarami Reddy will move a statutory resolution in the House disapproving the bill to ban e-cigarettes. A calling attention motion by Congress MP Digvijay Singh on the reported use of spyware Pegasus to compromise phone data through WhatsApp is also listed in the day's agenda in the Upper House. And for more on legislative proceedings in the Rajya Sabha today, we're being joined by my colleague Kriti Mishra from the Parliament premises. Kriti, good morning and over to you. Tell us about the day's proceedings in the Rajya Sabha today.
Very good morning, Tina. Well, yesterday we saw a very didactic discussion in the Upper House on the economic situation in the country. And as far as the agenda for today is concerned, remember, important bills are slated to be taken up in the Upper House. The Chit Fund Amendment Bill, the discussion on that particular bill remained inconclusive and the discussion would resume in the House. And it is expected that this bill will get passed by the Rajya Sabha. Remember, the members have urged the government to develop a strong regulatory mechanism in order to ensure that the gullible investors are not fleeced by the chit fund companies. And the government has also clarified that there is a difference between chit fund companies and also the Ponzi schemes, and the government is committed to protecting the interests of small investors. So that is an important bill that would be taken up in the Rajya Sabha. There's another important bill which is on the prohibition of e-cigarettes. Remember, this bill has already been passed by the Lok Sabha and the government has said that this is a preemptive strike on hazardous addiction, and the government has also enumerated the perils of e-cigarettes. So that is another bill. And one more important calling attention motion would be taken up by the Rajya Sabha. Remember, the government has already said that it is committed to upholding the privacy of the citizens, which is the fundamental right. And the government has also written to WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has already expressed regret on Pegasus spyware and has vowed to work in close coordination with Government of India. So the minister would respond to the concerns and assuage the concerns that would be raised in the Rajya Sabha today by the members. So important agenda as far as the Upper House is concerned. Over to you, Tina.
Certainly. Thank you, Kriti, for joining us and giving us those details about what to look forward to in the Rajya Sabha today. So a look now at the legislative business in the other house, that's the Lok Sabha. The Industrial Relations Code 2019 is slated for introduction in the House today. The bill aims to consolidate and amend laws relating to trade unions and conditions of employment in industrial establishments. It also aims for investigation and settlement of industrial disputes. The bill on regularization of Delhi's unauthorized colonies for consideration and passing is also listed in the Lok Sabha today. The National Capital Territory of Delhi, recognition of property rights of residents in unauthorized colonies Bill 2019, seeks to provide a legal framework to grant ownership rights to people living in unauthorized colonies. The Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2019 to amend the Income Tax Act of 1961 and to amend the Finance No. 2 Act 2019 is listed for consideration and passing as well. The opposition members, however, will move a resolution opposing the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2019. A look now at some other legislative business in the upper house today. The following ministers will lay papers on the table pertaining to their ministries. Ravi Shankar Prasad for the Ministry of Law and Justice. Arjun Munda for the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Smriti Zubin Irani for the Ministry of Textiles. Jitendra Singh for the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, and also the Department of Space. And Dhotre Sanjay Shamarao for Ministry of Human Resource Development and also the Ministry of Communications. HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank will move the motion for election of the chairman to the council established under Institutes of Technology Act 1961. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present a statement on supplementary demands for grants for the year 2019-20. And External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will make a statement on the government's efforts to promote foreign policy, focusing on high-level visits that have taken place recently. In other legislative business in the Lok Sabha today, the House will pay tribute to former members who passed away recently. Obituary references will be made to Dr. R.K.G. Rajulu, Ramnath Dubey, Banshilal Mehto and also Kailash Joshi. The ministers will also lay papers on the table of the House. Kiran Rijiju will lay papers pertaining to the Ministry of Minority Affairs. Rajkumar Singh will lay papers for the Ministry of Power. Mansukh Lal Mandavia will lay papers related to the Ministry of Shipping, while V.K. Singh will lay papers on the table for the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Lok Sabha Secretary General Snehlata Srivastava will report a message from Rajya Sabha regarding the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Bill 2019. Ravneet Singh and Kakoli Ghosh Dastidar will present the first report of the Committee on Absence of Members from the sittings of the House. Nirmala Sitharaman will present a statement showing supplementary demands for grants for the year 2019-20. So that's it from us in this bulletin, but do stay tuned for the live proceedings in Rajya Sabha, which begin in just a short while. Thank you for your time.